Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Key to Learn. Today I'm going to give a brief description of Pavlov's classical conditioning. Classical conditioning was given by Ivan Pavlov in 1903. He was a famous Russian scientist and physiologist. This theory, besides being known as Pavlovian conditioning theory, is also known as learning by conditioning and conditioned response theory. The main interest of Pavlov was in the study of gastric secretion of dogs. He won the Nobel Prize for his work on the digestive process in 1904. And when we talk about the experiment, Pavlov kept a dog hungry for 24 hours. He tied the dog and kept in a soundproof room. You can see in the picture. He also kept a vessel in front of the dog so that the saliva would be collected in the vessel, and he started observing all the activities done by the dog. Now if I explain in details, you should know the following terms. Stimulus, something that causes a reaction, especially interest, excitement or energy. For example, a shiny thing for baby, an incentive for employee. Response, reaction by a person or animal. Unconditioned or natural stimulus, when something in your environment produces a reaction that's not a learned reaction, is called an unconditioned or natural stimulus. Unconditioned or natural response, the reaction to an unconditioned stimulus is called an unconditioned or natural response. Neutral stimulus is an artificial stimulus. It does not produce a response. Conditioned stimulus, it is previously neutral stimulus that after becoming associated with the unconditioned stimulus triggers the conditioned response. Conditioned response, it is a learned response to the neutral signal. Before conditioning, the hungry dog was given food. On seeing the food, the dog secreted saliva from its mouth. The secretion of saliva by the dog is natural when it sees the food. The secretion of saliva produced in the dog's mouth on seeing the food is natural reflex. Here the food is an unconditioned or natural stimulus. The saliva is an unconditioned or natural response. Whenever food is placed before dog, it will begin to secrete saliva. Now, Pavlov rang the bell in front of the dog, but there was no response. Here, the bell was a neutral stimulus, and there was no salivation, so there was no conditioned response. During conditioning, now Pavlov linked the ringing of a bell with the food. He would ring the bell 7 or 8 seconds before he gave the hungry dog the food. On seeing the food, the dog would begin to secrete the saliva. The dog, however, would not secrete the saliva on hearing the ringing of the bell, but would do so as soon as the food was offered to it. In due course of time, the dog began to associate the ringing of the bell with the food. He learned that the sound of the bell was a signal of the food arriving. The secretion of the saliva would begin with the ringing of the bell and the food arriving. After conditioning, this process was repeated during several trials. Now Pavlov stopped offering food of the dog. The bell would be rung, but the food not offered. The secretion of saliva would begin with the ringing of the bell even when the food was not offered. Because the dog came to understand that the food would accompany the ringing of the bell. In this way, the dog would secrete saliva. After a few trials and within a short time, the quantity of saliva increased. The condition was named as conditioned salivation. Some basic phenomena of classical conditioning. Acquisition is the initial learning stage in classical conditioning in which an association between a neutral stimulus and an unconditioned stimulus takes place. Extinction. It occurs when conditioned response no longer occurs when the conditioned stimulus presented. Spontaneous recovery. Spontaneous recovery in conditioning refers to the sudden reappearance of a previously extinct conditioned response. Generalization. It refers to the tendency to respond to stimuli that resemble the original conditioned stimulus. Discrimination. It refers to an ability to distinguish between a conditioned stimulus and other similar stimuli that don't signal an unconditioned stimulus. Now conclusion. Classical conditioning is a temporary learning. It can change any time if there is no practice or break association. It is low-level learning, fits more to animals and small children who have limited ability to think and process information. It does not train learner to think. It is difficult to measure the extent of practice that will lead to learning and the strength of the conditioning that make the organism to continue responding in the same way. Teachers can apply classical conditioning in the class by creating a positive classroom environment to help students overcome anxiety or fear. Pairing an anxiety provoking situation such as performing in front of a group with pleasant surroundings help the student learn new association. Instead of feeling anxious and tense in these situations, the child will learn to stay relaxed and calm. So let's wind up, and also if you have any doubt related to this topic you can mention it in the comment section, and also don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel so that you can get notification of my next video. Thank you. Bye bye.